Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another depressing video. So, I have something sad to talk about, and it's about the current YouTube adpocalypse, so to speak. So, if you haven't been informed, there has been a recent report of a circle of pedophiles that were using YouTube for something far more sinister. And I'll just be light and swift in my description of it. They would watch videos of little children and they would timestamp suggestive parts. If you don't know what timestamping is, it's where you take the numerical value of a video, such as like a certain point in the video, maybe it happened at like 8:30, so to speak. You would take 8 and 30. You would take 8 and type in like that little, I think it's a colon or something. And then you would type 30 and it would take you directly to that part of the video. So they would timestamp it up to where it was just a whole bunch of suggestive parts in the comments, whether it was a girl's leg spread apart or a boy bending over, sadly. So recently there was an individual, well, a group of people, but we mainly know about one so far. And they were trying to get YouTube's attention for the longest, and apparently they got no response. So this person took it upon himself to bring the issue up to the surface with a video that went viral. Now, immediately afterwards, the ads as well as the comments for channels that target children as an audience, maybe some gaming channels, as well as like just the kid or like family channels, not necessarily family friendly, but like family channels altogether, had most of their comments disabled, and YouTube informed them that they had to watch the comments more, like for the channels that did remain. You know, like the comments up on them, like they had to like manage their comments more, which is preposterous. You can't manage thousands of comments. There's just not enough time. So it put YouTube at a very awkward state, because it had to do it. If they did not address the situation, then like this whole platform as a whole could have been just shut down by like FBI or something for like, I guess, encouraging, even though like it's not directly encouraging pedophilic behavior by not doing anything about it. So the guy that started all this has been getting a lot of flack as the guy who wanted to destroy YouTube, and he's a piece of crap, and he just wanted to destroy the YouTube's livelihood. And I wanted to give my thoughts on the matter, because this is a very sensitive subject, and I just felt like some of what I'm going to say has to be said. Now, I don't disagree with what this person did, because I don't know about you, but whenever something happens on your channel, when you do try and like get YouTube to look at it, whether it's like asking a video to be reviewed because it was falsely demonetized, a copyright strike that doesn't deserve to be there, they will twiddle their thumbs. YouTube twiddles their thumbs because it's mainly run by algorithm and bots and not by enough people. So they'll twiddle their thumbs, and you'll be waiting for your video to get reviewed for months at a time, or if they even get back to you at all. So sometimes it takes something blowing up and becoming viral so that millions of people see it to get YouTube to get off their butts. You sometimes have to poke them in the butt with a freaking sharp stick. You have to. And this was the only way to get YouTube to get off of their butts and do something about it. Because if they're not going to do it for something as important as copyrights and stuff, and they weren't addressing it for something as even more serious as pedophiles taking advantage of minors in such a way, then yeah, I completely understand that he had to do this. However, I want to say this, guys. He's getting a lot of hate, and I'm in no way defending him or anything. He's getting a lot of hate for what he did, because he's saying, well, now you've cost a whole bunch of people their ads and the comments and stuff. So when he did make a few other videos talking on the subject, like, he essentially was just getting a whole bunch of people disliking the video and people slandering him because, like, good old drama alert, because, you know, that's totally a credible news source. Essentially watched some videos of him on a previous channel that was of satire, I'm thinking, and apparently he went up and asked some woman, that the main argument at least is that he asked some woman did they want to be in an adult video, and it was obviously as a prank and whatnot. And now, like, they've essentially tried to say he's a pedophile himself. But the thing with it is, no one's actually attacking his argument. And when they do, they were like, oh yeah, I think that, you know, you did have to address it, but you shouldn't have done it that way. And the main argument is really just because they didn't want it to be in a point where it would affect them personally. And I can understand, because YouTube is quite the grind, and I'm currently at, you know, 900 or so subscribers, and I'm nowhere near in the position to make this my full time. But it is my goal. So I can understand where people are coming from, but it's like, I don't think you really care then. You know, like, I don't really think you actually do care that pedophiles were taking advantage of the minors. I don't actually think that you do care that they were turning this into something a lot more sinister. Because you only cared so long as if YouTube did it in a way that wasn't going to affect you or your money. You've essentially put yourself making money before the well-being and safety of the kids. Because I've seen some arguments that, well, it's technically not, they're not in any danger from what they're doing, and I completely disagree, because people dox each other on YouTube a lot, okay? Like, people dox each other on YouTube a lot, and there are plenty of videos of fans finding these people IRL and stalking them. So I completely disagree with that in its entirety, and like I said, I really think people actually don't really care that it was happening, because if it was going to affect their money and their ads or anything in their channels to begin with, then they wouldn't see it as a necessary evil. They would just say, well, you're just coming after me. And to that, I can, like I said, I can understand, but sometimes you have to make a necessary evil. Now, I don't think that it's the individual's fault who brought it up, or YouTube's fault either. Blame the pedophiles. The pedophiles are the ones who did this to begin with. They are the ones, in my eyes, that should be punished, not the system as a whole, or the creators. I'm actually kind of happy that this actually got brought up, because it gives us a chance to reflect the comment system as a whole. Because, like I said, immediately after this happened, like, people just started slandering the guy and calling him a pedophile himself, and saying LLL, you know, the typical toxic YouTube stuff. But I just wanted to say that I think that what YouTube should have done is not disable the comments or anything. What they should have done is essentially maybe make an auto review system to where, like, your comment doesn't immediately show up and it's, like, reviewed by something, perhaps an algorithm. I know that's gonna suck, but something to whereas maybe we can make it a bit less toxic, because people, before you say free speech or something, you have to understand this isn't your platform. YouTube is in no way obligated to cater to you just because you're the consumer and whatnot. It's their platform, and they can be for or against whatever they please, so long as it's legal. They can be for or against whatever they please, so they are in no way entitled. No, you are in no way entitled to them catering to you, which is something I think people don't realize. But that is the harsh reality. So maybe an auto review system for the comments, that could probably be a lot better than disabling them altogether. And I just wanted to take this time to just say something that's probably going to step on a few ankles or whatnot, but I need to say this. YouTube, if you are putting yourself, I mean, not YouTube, but with YouTube, if you put yourself in a state where all your income is coming from ads, be prepared to get screwed over, because ads can go wrong at any point, There's copyrighted music that may not be copyrighted now, but in the future it can be copyrighted. There's ads that will probably not be around forever, so I don't know. Sometimes, and keep in mind that these adverts have to protect themselves because they're trying to cater to many people, which is why they sometimes pull off stuff. Because, like, I've heard this argument that YouTube is a state of free speech and you can talk about whatever you can, and I'm like, yeah, in that regards, perhaps, but you are in no way entitled to make money from it. So, yeah. So I'd say if you're putting your complete trust in ads, you need to wake up and realize that it's just not the safe thing to do anymore. YouTube maybe at one point was, but considering how mainstream it has become, it is not the safe bet to do anymore. And with all the things that you can do to make money otherwise, Patreon, one-time donations, the membership system on YouTube as well, streams, there's just merch. There's many things that you can do to make income off of YouTube in other ways besides the ads themselves. And you can't just keep putting your trust in the ads, because if it goes wrong, then you're screwed. You can't give complete control over your income, which is going to affect your life, to a system that can be wrecked at any point. But please, guys, try and understand that this isn't necessarily permanent. Like, don't go out of your way to attack and be angry at the person who is seen as, like, the cause for all this, because you need to trace it back to the source, which is the pedophiles. These are the people that should be getting the flack, in my eyes, not this guy. I'm not defending him. I'm not saying that what he did was the best way to go about it or something, even though it kind of seems like it, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe there was something else. But I'm not going to defend him. I'm not him. What's done is done. We have to just move forward and try and get YouTube to find some other solution. Like, I guess the auto review comments is, like, about the best I can think of so far. But we need to come together and get YouTube to come up with something else that's not going to impact us so heavily. I just wanted to take this time to let you all know that perhaps if your channel is big enough, maybe you can use the community tab as the comments, because from what I've heard and seen, that actually hasn't been, the comments there haven't been disabled. So perhaps you can use that as your new source of comments. You can perhaps comment a video, not a video. You can perhaps, like, put the video link there and then say title the thread as comments for X video. And you can use that as comments, at least for the time being, so that you still will have some form of interaction directly with your community on YouTube. I just want to let you guys know, my heart goes out to anyone who has been affected by this personally. It's very sad to see humans take something and just use it for something so sinister like that. You know, like, it's really sad. And like I said, guys, please don't go and, like, try and attack this individual or anything. Like, it's not his fault that the pedophiles were doing this. You can't blame him for trying to bring forward attention in the only way that he knew how. This is going to just bring this video into a close. There's not much that I can say. I'm sorry if this is like another depressing video, but I think it has to be said because it's affecting many people. I did not enjoy making this. I hope you all will look forward to another topic that will be a bit more upbeat. As always, rate the video what you think it deserves. Tell me what you want to see in the future in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.